Well, this is Kiel Winery. I think there's two names to it, really. This is it. We can go in the front here. They got wine tasting. Now, normally they have a restaurant too. So we're going to check it out, see what's in there. I know I want a couple bottles of wine, so I'll see you after we come out. A little about the farm. In 1981, Tampa landscaper Joe Kiel began his own plant nursery on 10 acres in Plant City that he named Kiel Farms. The nursery transitioned over time from small plants to blueberries. In 2003, Joe decided to use his end-of-crop blueberries to try his hand at winemaking in the family farmhouse kitchen. Kiel and Curly Wines was born that spring with just 10 gallons of blueberry wine. In 2013, Kiel Farms decided that ale and cider should be established, and they produced locally inspired craft beers and ciders. The farm now covers 35 acres and includes produce, a peach orchard, pastured raised chickens, grass-fed cattle, and of course, blueberries. In 2018, Clay Kiel and his wife Carmen took over the company from Clay's father and transitioned it to a younger, family-friendly brand with core principles of quality, sustainability, and community. So what you see working here is a lot of family members. Decided to take a little walk around, roam the farm. That pavilion to the right there is the outside seating. And they have areas for special events, of course, weddings. And they had a little special event going on today here at Kiel Farms. Now you probably hear the voices. Yes, they had a school bus of kids come in to visit the farm. Well, that was Kiel Winery. Took a little walk around the place. Had me some lunch. Had a smash burger. Turns out it was a double smash burger. Caramelized onions, mushrooms, cheese. Double. And that baby was about that big around. And it came with fries, seasoned fries. Couldn't eat it all. Had a glass of double berry Pinot Noir. Sweet, pretty sweet. Good after kind of a dessert drink. But I always like it here. It's a neat place, clean, just a nice place to come to. So now we're heading on down the road. Well, I'm uptown, Plant City. Just parked the old truck. This is Robert W. Wilford Railroad Museum, Union Station Depot. So we're going to go in and take a look. To me, like this line is still active. This young lady is selling baked goods here. How you doing? Feeling okay? Good. A little chilly out? I don't know. Maybe not. Let's go in here and take a look at this place. Well, the Plant City Union Depot was built in 1909. The depot played an important role in the early development of Plant City, whose main industries of farming, lumber, and phosphate mining depended heavily on the railroad. The station once served both the Atlantic Coast Line Railroad and the Seaboard Line Railroad. Mail was arrived in the Plant City via the depot, and the Western Union Telegraph Service was based here. Plant City Union Depot continued to operate until 1971. The Plant City Union Depot was added to the National Register of Historic Buildings in 1974. Now, this small railroad museum, like most small museums, there's not a lot to it, but they are trying to keep it up, build it up, and they're trying. I was surprised when I went inside. There is no entry fee at all, but I looked at the donation jar, and although there were a number of people mulling around, there was only $1 in the donation jar. Well, I dug around in my wallet and I found it $5, and I gave them the $5. I would have left more if I had had it. They need support. I seem very grateful that my $5 went in there. But it's a nice little museum. We'll give you some history of the area and the train station. Over 100 years ago, Henry Plant settled in Plant City, where most of Florida's winter strawberries are grown. Mr. Plant was a visionary and a very good businessman. He realized that if a railroad was constructed to link Plant City to Tampa, only about 23 miles away, by the way, the local farmers could develop a thriving market for their freshly harvested winter strawberry crop. So what did he do? He built one. The town was named Plant City in commemoration of Henry Plant and his railroad, which significantly boosted commerce in the primary agricultural community by merging it with the South Florida Railroad. Plant City became incorporated in 1885 by a 49-to-1 vote. It had a population of approximately 350 people, 13 stores, several hotels, a frame schoolhouse, and 2 churches. Today, Plant City, Dover has a combined population of approximately 35,000. Originally, Plant City was a large cotton center, but after its changing its primary crop to strawberries, it gained recognition as the winter strawberry capital of the world. In the years since then, the growers have met that mission and succeeded in forming a voluntary organization that represents over 8,000 acres of berries today. This little railroad is kind of a model of Plant City back in the day. Neat little model there. These statues are a part of Plant City, and I believe there are 7 of them around. I managed to find 5, never did find the others. Statue is called Ambassador of the Streets. Each statue is marked with its title, such as this. I found the most realistic part of the statues was the clothing. It is a part of the statue. It's not real clothing, but it sure looks like it. Even when you get up close to it, you almost have to touch it to see that it's not real. This town is very grateful for its strawberry bounty and celebrates every spring with the Florida Strawberry Festival. This festival is very popular and ranks in the top 40 of all festivals in North America. By the way, this Amtrak train is one of the longest I've ever seen. Most of them are 5 to 8 cars. This was about 15 cars. Now, this park starts off at the Railroad Museum and runs between 2 streets and that railroad for about 5 blocks. Very unique park. This town reminds me a lot of a town, maybe the look of the 50s or the 60s. If the cars parked on the streets were older, you couldn't hardly tell the difference. Well, uptown, Plant City. Kind of right in the middle of the old town here. Town is really looks after its history. See it everywhere. Train depot, and you see parts of that all over town. And they got statues put around town that are kind of neat. We're looking for one more here. Go down one more block, see if we can see it. Neat town. See where we've been here. See where we're going. Toy store. Now that's kind of neat. Outside dining up here. See you around the corner. Now this statue is called Body Music. Again, the clothing looks so realistic. The one we seen back at the train station, of course, was Bake Sale. So we're leaving the parking lot at the train station. It's a beautiful mural. I should have got a better shot of that. Yeah, the buildings give it so much of the town a feel of the 50s, 60s, maybe even the 70s. This one is entitled Relish 2. When you're driving by, these statues are so lifelike. I saw two women sitting on a bench, and I thought they were the statues. And I pulled up, and no, they weren't the statues. Well, I just left Plant City. I didn't spend a lot of time there. The Railroad Museum, I walked around town a little bit, but I'd like to go back sometime, spend some more time, take a better look at the town. I know one end of town's got some beautiful older homes. That looked interesting to me. They got a museum there I'd like to see. I did see the Railroad Museum. And I've seen most of the statues that they have around town. A couple of them I couldn't find, so I'd like to get back and find those. But just like to walk around town and see a little bit more of the town than I did. And this was a fast trip, of course. So we'll get back there sometime. What do you think of the place? Let me know for a quick trip. Of course, Plant City's famous for strawberries and the Strawberry Festival. And you get thousands of people at that festival. So folks, we'll see you down the road a ways.